In this series of videos, we present the available stitch types and their properties. This video is about the running type. The running stitch type is one of the primary stitch types. It is a single line of stitching where the needle goes along any path with stitch penetration points at regular intervals. Running stitches are ideal for outlines or decorative details. You can easily set any digitized part to running simply by selecting the part and selecting the running type. Alternatively, you may select running first and then digitize the part you like. You can customize running using the available properties. We will start by the length option, which defines the distance between the stitch penetration points. To have a better view, make sure that the view of the stitch points is enabled. Type a value and press Enter to apply. Changes are instantly previewed on the design area, and you can see the distance between the stitch points changing. For outline types, the width of the outline is the most important option. The default outline width is 0.4 millimeters, which is the actual thread width. If you increase the outline width, the software applies a double or a triple style to make running look thicker. For example, for a 0.8 millimeters outline width, a double pass style is added, whereas for 1 millimeter or more, a triple style is added. If you expand the stitches list, you can apply a style of stitches. There is a big collection of decorative stitches that are applied with a single click. Using them, you can easily create many different looks for your running stitch outline. When a style is applied, a default size of the style is used. You can easily adjust the height of the style frame though, using the outline width. For example, this style has a height of about 3.5 millimeters by default. If you set the outline width to 5 millimeters, the style is proportionally enlarged. This practically means that the length value is automatically adjusted to match the new height of the style. Imagine any style as a rectangular block. This one is kind of square, so setting a width value automatically sets the same length. For bigger and more complex styles though, like this one, changing the width may make it appear as if it didn't affect the length value. This happens because such styles have a minimum length. Therefore, to change their height, you need to type a width value that is greater than the length value. You may also adjust the stitch length of a style, that is, the distance between the first and the last stitch of each repetition of the style. If you set a length value, the aforementioned proportional enlargement of the style doesn't occur. In other words, setting a length value affects only the length of the style and not the width. This option allows you to create styles with individual length-to-width ratio, thus stretching them in different ways. When a style of stitches is applied, you also have the mirror stitches and frames options. Using mirror stitches, you can mirror the style stitches in various ways. There are some styles of stitches that use multiple frames. You can separate those through this film icon around them. When such styles are applied, using the Frames drop-down, you can select which frames will be repeated and how. You can repeat all frames, you can repeat middle, or opt for random repeat. Each repetition creates a unique result. You can offset the outline from the shape if you like by defining the offset distance. Negative values offset to the inside. You can also add more passes if you like. In this case, the running line goes around 2 times, and this results into a thicker running line. When the passes value is set to 2 or higher, you also get the repeat offset option. Setting a percentage specifies the distance between needle penetration points on subsequent stitch passes. This prevents the needle from piercing the same hole multiple times, which helps reduce fabric stress and tearing. The random field introduces variance to the running stitch lengths. The percentage you enter defines the absolute maximum amount a single stitch can be shortened. For instance, if your baseline stitch length is set to 4 mm and you apply a 20% random factor, the software will generate stitches that naturally vary in length between 3.2 mm and 4 mm. Note that the randomizer will never exceed your designated primary length setting. Finally, using the fixing and locking options, you can adjust the way fix and lock stitches are added. By default, auto is applied and the software intelligently decides whether fix and stitches are technically necessary based on the object type, stitch density, and overall sequence. If you choose never, then no fix and stitches will be added, forcing a soft start. If you choose always, then fix and stitches will inevitably be added at the start of the object. Likewise, you can adjust locking stitches as needed.